How many of us have made mindless decisions in our lives? Decisions we made out of impulsiveness, for a moment of excitement, or simply whatever, we don't have a clue why, but for Nike's sake, just do it. You did, and you did too. I certainly have made plenty of those mindless decisions myself. Yet, people look at me and they think me is pretty successful. Dear mindless Toastmasters, and those of us who want to become more successful, or at least look like we are successful, today I have 3 stories to share with you of time when I made mindless decisions, plus the secret ingredient that turned those decisions into successes. Henry Ford once said, anyone who stops learning will be old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning will stay young. As a fresh college graduate and already got hired by the Mayo Clinic, I decided to go back to school part-time just to stay young. Study what? Whatever. For how long? However long. What's the degree good for? Who knows? Just get it first. The next thing I knew, I was accepted to the Mayo Graduate School for the Biochemistry and Molecular Biology program for Masters. And then I was overwhelmed. The graduate level courses were hardcore. I realized I have to pass this qualified written exam, plus I have to write an 80 pages thesis paper. Many hair have fallen during my struggle, and some of them have started to turn white. At that point, I learned one thing. Henry Ford lied. Anyone who starts learning will get old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning will get old faster. The second story has to do with an impulsive decision I made after I was rejected for a promotion. It was a Friday night, and on Monday morning, I received a phone call. Hello, this is Tom from the College of Tutors. I'm calling in regarding to your job application on Friday, and we just have a couple questions for you. What? Apparently, I had misclicked a couple buttons on Friday night when I was on the web, and I was like, yes, how may I help you? The next thing I knew, I was invited to the in-person interview with Tom, and he gave me this big packet of math problems to solve and asked me how I arrived to my answer. Okay, so, and then what? I was desperate because I haven't done geometry for the past 15 years of my life. I nervously pointed my finger at these figures and I said, it's a a trapezoid, because the sides are parallel. Tom said, this is not supposed to be a trap, it's a parallelogram. Okay, I got the wrong answer, but my verbal explanation was correct. You always give partial credit in math tests. I fought hard for that one. The third story has to do with my ability to fantasize and imagine, also known as daydreaming. I'm always inspired by fantasy story and video games such as Warcraft, Starcraft, and mythical creatures. One day last November, I mindlessly decided to start writing a novel. And then I was totally lost. I realized that English is not my primary language. And before I can even start writing anything on my myriad 1,000 pages or 10,000 pages of fantasy series, I needed a background storyline or some sort of outline, the location, the time, the character, the name of the character, the trait of the character, the social status of the character, what they wear, what they like, what they dislike, what they eat, what they sleep, what time they die, and what time I die. Because if I can figure out all that before I die, I think that's an achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, today, I may look older than 20 years old, but I stand here proudly say that I'm a master in biochemistry. I'm also hired as a math tutor. The partial credit trick worked. I've been writing for almost a year now, and I have gotten all the way to chapter 3, received numerous critique from people, and I'm going back to rewrite the whole chapter 1 all over again. But I'm still writing today. And one day, I will announce I am an author. The secret ingredient to success is to stay persistent and committed to the end of your decisions, even the mindless ones that may make you feel overwhelmed, desperate, or totally lost at first. Well, not totally surrender though. So follow my lead and just do it. Motivate and encourage each other, and we all shall conquer our challenges together. As Henry Ford truthfully speaks this time, coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. Mr. Toastmaster.